Third septenary, this card is linked to the Lover's card. It's the Devil card. It's linked to the Lover's card, and it's also going to be linked to the Judgment card, which we're going to see. Here we got a guy and a girl, a lady. So it looks pretty indicative of the weight deck and some of the other decks like that. I thought the interesting takeoff or difference was that the Devil it actually becomes more of a metaphor of materialism. We're being linked in a material world in the same way as the Lover card, and as we'll see, the Judgment card here in a little bit is a card actually about Gnosticism, and this is what happens when it goes wrong. You get stuck in this material, vapid, material world. Here's one of my favorites. The Tower. I cast the Tower as the Tower of Babel, where God confuses the masses with language. He fucks everybody's language up. So the interesting part about this is it reaches back to the Lover's card because of the rainbow business. But this is also links to the Old Testament story of the Tower of Babel, where God uses language to confound everybody. His commandment was to spread out. What they didn't do that. What they did is they amassed in one area and started building this giant tower. And then God kind of disappears for a little bit. And when he comes back, he's like, look at what these motherfuckers can do. If they can do this, they can do anything. I got to stop this. So this is the symbolic, wrath of God striking the tower, confusing mankind. So this actually links into the next card, which is the Star. And what this card is all about, this card is actually all about using language and communication to unite people. This is actually a card of Pentecost. So the Tower of Babel, and then the next card is this card of Pentecost, where it's like a reversal of using different languages to reunite the people. In the New Testament, we're going to see something very similar to this, how two cards relate to each other, and they're like right back to back right here, and this is an interesting story. I've really been talking a lot about this. Everyone's probably tired of me talking about it. This is the Moon card, and this is a card of psychological crisis. These two towers are back here, right? These are the two towers from the Death card where the sun was setting, and now here it's nighttime. Where it is totally nighttime, and this is the path that we have to walk between domestication and being uncivilized. And the little crab sea creature there is what we're going to have. It's our shadow self that we're going to have to deal with at the end of the road when we go into the water or the psyche. And this card resolves itself in the next card, which is the sun. And this is a rebirth. This is the rebirth, the reunification of it. And these two little angels are the two angels that were on the tower of here. Here as busted up, shitty old statues of angels. And here they are reborn as little cherubs or cherubim surrounded by the signs and symbols of the zodiac. And here's the last card in the kind of where we started with the Lovers, with the male and female, and then we've seen it again in the Devil card. And this is the card of Judgment. So we got like a man and a female they're dead motherfuckers, and then there's like a little dead kid here. And when I was talking about like the Gnosis thing before, here's like their little divine spark flowing above their heads. And this also ties into the Wheel of Fortune card with the idea of the deism, the mechanical clockwork aspect of it. Because here we see the spiral would be like a clockwork aspect of it. And then the idea is like the veil has been ripped. And this is the sort of golden ratio bing, that is in it, that actually runs the programming that runs behind the world there. So if you're into Gnosticism, these three cards should ring a bell for you. And here we have a last We have the last Bible story, which is actually the first Bible story. This is the world. And we have the aspects of the different angels, this time as constellations or a zodiacal system. Here we have, this is Ophiuchus, the serpent wrangler, as the man. This is Aguilar, which is the constellation of the eagle. Down here is Taurus. Down here would be Leo. I had to think about it. But I said that this was a Bible story because this is actually the fallout of the Adam and Eve eating the apple, right? God says this serpent will always be nipping at your heel and you will always be trampling upon its head. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening here with this world card. So I think that's interesting. That sums up for the major arcana. I'll just do the minor arcana next.